we are completely shifting away from the actual meaning of these words to like, what is the use we get out of these words? In the current level of groupthink that we're living through, I've noticed that words are not used as they were used before. So in other words, words in a groupthink consensus are now more used as like a tool. The original meaning of that word is not even there anymore. So in other words, most of the fighting terms that now are being used in the culture wars and everywhere else, they actually lost their meaning. These words are mainly being used for is to create an emotional reaction in the group and also an emotional reaction inside of the person that are being used on. And the origin obviously is from the person that uses that word to begin with. So use any of the like many different fighting words that we have right now. Realize that the meaning that the word originally had is no longer there to begin with. That's why all these words are keep watering down. But the origin is because that person who uses it to begin with is emotionalized through like various influences and the groupthink dynamics. So they're emotionalized. They have a trigger. So they use that fighting word to somebody else that they don't like or whatever is opposing of their opinion. The reason people use that word is not the meaning of the word itself. It's actually the use they get out of that word. And that's like a vastly different way of using words than we used to. In the past, even ads were different. Like in ads in the past, things were logical. You would know what the thing does that you get it for. Now all the ads are super emotionalized. It's not even about the thing anymore. It's about how it makes you feel, what type of person you become, etc. So that's the same way how people now use words. Because I always struggled to understand the contradiction that these words are being used with. Like, I constantly see words being used, and then I compare it to the reality that or the context that they're being used to. And it wouldn't even make any sense to use them in that context. And I realized that word completely lost its entire meaning already. And that's like a group phenomenon right now in the West specifically, where we are so emotionalized. We are so split right now. Everything is so charged, including the words. And the words are basically tools now to create emotional reactions. People do not care about the meaning of words anymore. Instead, they care about the use they get out of that word. Like the use they get for themselves by using it, the use they get for creating a reaction in the other side, and the use they get for in the group dynamic. And that's all most of these words are being used for. And the meaning is completely lost in translation. That's why people that are actually a bit more logical and they try to analyze what is even being said, they're completely confused because it is a confusing way to use words when in your mind words still have a meaning. But we are completely shifting away from the actual meaning of these words to like, what is the use we get out of these words? And that's how they're used most of the time. And that's why this whole thing is so confusing. Because it's not even supposed to make logical sense. It's just supposed to create a reaction. It's supposed to create a use out from the person that uses that word. And they don't care if things are put out of proportion or things are used in a way that doesn't make any sense. Because to them it makes sense because the use is there. It's all about the use, no longer about the meaning. The actual meaning doesn't matter at all anymore. And I think that's a very interesting dynamic. Okay, peace.